TAQ Capital. Technical analysis quickly.
This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Before taking any action based on the information provided on this channel, it is recommended that you seek the advice of a professional licensed financial advisor.
Let's do this.
All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Ethereum. Let's jump right in. This is the 2-hour chart. If we take a look here, this green line that's running all the way down, the solid green line, that is a Fibonacci line. And look what is going on here. This is the ultimate in support. I mean, I put a video up the other day here that says Fibonacci versus Ichimoku. And it looks like we have the exact same thing going on now. And what I mean by that is if I jump to the 4-hour, now we could have done this on the 1, 2, 3, or 4-hour, but I'm going to do it on the 4-hour because the 4-hour Ichimoku cloud really starts to hold some serious weight. So if I turn that on up here, along with the Bollinger Bands, you can see the size of the space here growing between the Tenkin and the Kijin. And this has been going on for quite a while. I mean, I noticed this yesterday, no, 2 days ago now, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I mean, we had it down here. It actually came out flat to begin with, and then because of this giant candle that shot up, it pulled it up a little bit. But then ever since, we've just been playing around with this line, so it's just been running straight. But because we haven't really done anything except play around with the line, the Tenkin keeps getting further and further away from the Ichimoku cloud, opening the mouth further, theoretically pulling the candles down into the mouth. Except for the whole, it's not pulling candles down into the mouth thing. So we came up, shot right across it. Down here on this candle, we didn't even find support, didn't even touch it. Then we blew back through it. Then we came up, found resistance, resistance again, blew through it on the big candle. Nothing on this one. Support, 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 support. This is kind of split it. I would say more resistance. This is resistance. Then we blew through it, which makes no sense at all. I mean, sometimes when the Tenkin stands up like this, you'll see a momentary jump up, tap the Tenkin before it comes back down again, and then meets the Kijin. So the last 8 hours has been very unusual. And like I said, you can jump down and you can see these things on the lower time frames. So if I see the 3-hour, you know, this grew even bigger yet here. But because of this green candle that shot up, it's now jotted up a little bit, made this space a little smaller than it was back here. But it's still big enough to where it should be calling the candles down to the Kijin. Now, at least in this case on the 3-hour, this hit the 3-hour Kijin. But on the 4-hour, we still haven't hit the Kijin. The last time we hit the Kijin was before, I mean, we were just separated like this and this. These were tiny little lines, and it was, I think, on this red candle. So we've not come down. We came pretty close here. So a great place to put buys in when you can tell that the mouth is going to be opening like this is right on the Kijin or just above it. So if anybody's done that, you would have missed everything because this is the lowest we've gotten. So like I said, it's very out of character, but you've got at least an explanation, which is this Fibonacci line that it's more than respecting. So as we can't use the Ichimoku cloud really, and we can't use the even the Bollinger Bands to some degree because we're way outside here, and then we were just poked out again here, and we haven't had much of a compensation. I mean, we came down, but that's it. So now we're continuing to go back up. Now, I did say we're going to be going back up. That was my prediction, but that was before all of this happened. I mean, I still think we're going to be going back up, but ordinarily, like when you go up, you must have a compensation to come down before you can go up again, and we haven't really done that. So I think what it's going to do is instead of coming down, meeting the Kijin, respecting it, and doing the norm, I think it's just going to consolidate sideways until there's no more room, and essentially the Fibonacci line wins and the Ichimoku cloud is just out further. So if this comes out, say, at noon, and you know these just continue to go, at some point you're going to be on the other side of this Fibonacci line. And I'm not saying it's going to literally do this. That would be extremely unusual. I think more than anything, we'll just make it to the other side of this line. However that happens, it might even be with a Kijin kind of giving up a little bit and coming up to meet it, while this holds, the Tenkin holds strong, and then it'll just be, you might have like a wrap around or even up another one a little bit, and then once we get close enough, it'll be off to the races to now actually 1744 instead of 1720 like I said yesterday, because when I took the Fibonacci retracement tool here, this actually comes across and touches that. So I don't know if I was down here before or something, but when you do that and you look where that takes us, oh sorry, I'm on the wrong one. It's this one over here. So we were down here, we shot up, this was the top. So if you run these across from each other, then you end up at 1744. So here, when I put the line on the 1620, you can see that we come across and we hit this red candle right here. So maybe I was on the green candle. I don't know. These little subtleties do make a difference, because as soon as you move this the tiniest little bit, the top one moves. See what I mean? Anyway, let's look at some wedges to see if we can get some answers. We're currently in this pink wedge. We had a hit, a hit, a hit, came up, a miss. So we don't have 4 yet. So we're coming back down. This should not be a hit, so we should stay away from this line, and then go back up, and we should have a hit up here. So this is going to be around the 1744 mark. Okay, so this is what I'm anticipating. However, here's an alternative theory. If we hit here, here, this ends up not being our hit here. We actually come over and we go a little bit lower, a little bit further out, like here. Before we go up, then we're just going to take this pink line and we're going to move it out. So you'd have hit, 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 and then come down and break out. So you just want to kind of monitor this area here to see if we miss this pink line or not. And I mean, at this rate, the only reason why I would think they would hit it, because this Fibonacci line is holding so well, is if we run out of room between this candle and the pink line. Because at some point, the Fibonacci line either has to like win-win, or we're just going to continue coming over, creating that new spot on the pink line, and then going up and hitting the target price. I drew some other wedges too to see if we could get a better idea, but I've got to jump down to like the 1 hour chart to really see these. And while I'm at it, I'm going to clear off the Ichimoku cloud and Bollinger Bands. So you can see all these little wedges better. We've got the red one that ran up. We had a hit, 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 breakout. And then, you know, I had a blue one in here too, which you could see the hit, 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 hit breakout thing as well. I mean, it happens with all of them. And now we're in a yellow one. So we changed direction with a 1. We've got a 2. We've got a 3. So there has to be some more downside here. And you can see it's, you know, playing with the idea. But if this Fibonacci line really, really, truly holds up, then what will this lower line look like? The only thing I can think of is that we would flip this up a bit. So 1, 2. See, even that wouldn't work. 1, 2, 3, because we'd have to miss this line here, this spot here. So then we'd come down, we'd still have a 4 off the red line, maybe just below it, so we'd slightly move the red line, making this not a hit. That's possible. And then we'll go up, break out of the yellow, purple, green, and then hit our spot, our target, and come down. So that's one scenario. I mean, another scenario is we could move this yellow line entirely. That becomes our hit. And then we do something like this. Now these are very unusual, where you've got the first one so far back, then the second one comes down here, then the third one, then the fourth one, and then break up and out. But they do happen. I mean, they look more normal when you do something like this and you just drag the yellow line out. It doesn't make a difference. There's just no, you know, hit back here. It's, you've got your 1, up 2, 3, 4, breakout. So if you want to have a better idea of what the wedge would look like if it wasn't so weird, you just drag that line out and then you can see it. But I mean, we have come below this fib line, so there's no question there. I mean, look at this now. You know, now that we're on the lower time frames, like the 1 hour, I mean, you look at the way it's respecting this line. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, these fib lines are true, so the accuracy of them is not what's shocking me. It's the fact that it's been going on, you know, essentially since oh wait, no, we've got it way back here too. So since the 30th at midnight, I mean, you've got more back here as we went up and over. There was another catch on that line. So since we broke down underneath it back here on August 19th, you know, we found resistance, some support there, blew through it here, even blew through it there, support and resistance, just all the way, and now we're just all the way across here. So this line has been a major player in how these candles have been playing out. But some of the other wedges that I had here are this blue one. You know, we had a hit, and then we've just had our breakout from it. So this actually came over a little bit more. So that one held true. Break, oh, sorry, hit, breakout. So that blue one held true. I mean, you can see how these give you ideas of where we're going. So the question is that we're all waiting on here is, where is this going to hit on this yellow line? And then that will be a time where we've got to break up out of this. So unless this happens like way over here, where we're not going to change this pink. I think it's just a matter of time until, well, everything is just a matter of time. You know how I say that? But anyway, I think it's just at some point here, it's going to have had enough, and it's going to break up. I mean, it's even finding support now on the blue wedge top. So if that holds true, I mean, where does the blue intersect with the yellow? You'd be hitting the yellow down here, which would mean we're moving the pink, and then we're going to go up and out of all these things. So I don't think it's going to be too much longer, 6, 7, 8 hours maybe, before we're taking back off and hopefully going to head up to the target here. But I just wanted to hop on here and show you that if you've been watching the Tenkan and the Kijin and you've been looking at the Ichimoku cloud here wondering what the fuck is going on, you are not alone. You've read it right. It absolutely should have come back. I mean, look at this here. We've got a very similar play. I mean, the red even came down just like it did down here. And then we came up. We were a little straighter. This got called up a little bit more. But then we have this giant space. We have a giant space. And what's happening? This held its own for a minute and then came crashing down. So it's possible we might have a little crash in us before where we do hit the Kijin. Then we just grab this line out to the bottom of the Kijin, and then we do take off. Because often you'll get an eventual just give out. But that give out is enough of a reset to then be able to take off. So it's another thing. So if you do have your buying down here, you decide to move it, and then it crashes down through it, you've been warned. It does happen, but we're talking pennies. You just want to get into this trade, and we want this trade to start so we can all get out and move on with our freaking lives. You know what I mean? And because we always have to look at Bitcoin because Bitcoin is king, let's take a look at what Bitcoin's doing briefly. We are currently in a purple wedge within a yellow wedge. So yellow is 1, 2, 3, and now we're waiting for our 4 before we come down and out. Okay? If we look at the purple wedge, we've got 1, 2, 3. So now we're looking to go up to 4, which just very well may be straight up here, just like we would have been. Like the yellow trajectory is more zigzaggy, whereas the purple trajectory could be, well, we could get a little bit zigzaggy in here in the middle here before we come up and hit this spot. So they're going to be the same. The fourth hit on the purple will be the fourth hit on the yellow, and then we'll have a breakout of the purple, breakout of the yellow, and down and out. And we haven't really been lingering too much on something here. I mean, oh no, we do. We have the fib circle. Yeah, we have the fib circle. You can see right here, this purple line. Oh wow, that's actually beautiful. Very much been respecting it. Just faint, took me a minute to see it. So you support, bounce back, support, little resistance on this candle, and then bounce back, support, bounce back, support, and now we're taking off. So I don't anticipate more downside here, but you can see it's actually trapped. Oh, it's actually trapped between the fib circle and the wedge, because that thick orange dashed line here is drawn just on top of those candles, and here is the fib circle, and it's literally just been doing this entire time. So at some point it's going to either break the fib circle, which I don't think, or it's going to break out of the wedge and complete that wedge, and then we'll be heading up to here or around there. But you can see this green line here, that is our resistance, another fib line. So it's going to come in somewhere in here, probably get rejected, and that's going to signal our breakdown and out of the yellow. But that's it for me today, guys. Just keep your eyes on here if you're into Ethereum, and watch over whether you're into Ethereum or Bitcoin, because what Bitcoin does, Ethereum does. So thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you found this helpful, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a great day out there.